My name is Ed Warren. It's November 1st, 1971. Well, we've been called demonologists. It's one name for us. Ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
There's this awful smell like rotting meat that moves around the house.
Well, Lorraine and I both feel that what your house needs is a cleansing.
This dark entity has latched itself to your family.
God brought us together for a reason. This is it.
There's someone standing over there.
There's someone rocking in the chair with Annabelle.
Hey, wanna play hide and clap?
It's a good crack on the...
To the hangout, welcome to the hangout. To the hangout, welcome to the hangout. To the hangout, welcome to the hangout. To the hangout, welcome to the hangout.
Hey,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hangout Experience. It is that PRICE, and who do I have on this review with me?
Yowie wowie, ladies and germs. It's your boy X, the unannounced, aka Mr. Winston Zeddemore, because who you gonna call when you need these reviews? That's right, the Hangout Busters, baby. That's right, baby.
Nice. I didn't know how you was coming, bro. I didn't know you was coming back like that. But yeah, I know how you was coming, but that's perfect. That's perfect. And that's,
Hey man,
that's nice.
who they gonna call, brother? You know, they
Yeah.
can't review it like we do it, you know.
Yeah, I see what you did there because I saw the little shout out in the movies. I see how you tied that together, brother. Okay.
Hey
I
man,
like it.
you know what I'm saying?
how-
I do my research. I do my
That's how I know
research.
you
That's
watched this movie to pick that up.
all.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
If you know, you know.
Oh.
Hopefully, if you're listening to this review, you know what I'm talking about already. Then
No doubt. No doubt. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He is absolutely right. They cannot review the way we do it. And if you do like the way we do it, then please don't forget to like
please,
and subscribe.
like, subscribe.
And please turn on those notifications, baby, and help us get to this 500 subscribers.
With
Yeah.
sprinkles and cherries on top, please,
Yeah.
pretty please.
Hey, I'm talking about pretty please with extra cheese, baby. Come on, we got to have it.
We all love cheese, don't we?
Oh yeah, please believe
Well,
me.
not
Some
except
people,
our,
some
our
people,
lactose
oh,
listeners.
you know what? Shout out to my
Yeah.
lactose intolerant people out there.
Yeah,
You
man,
know what
I ain't
mean?
forget about y'all, man. Shout out to y'all.
For sure. All right, so stomach aches and farts aside, we are here. All right, it is a brand new month, and what we're going to do, because we want everybody to feel love, we want everybody to feel a part of this thing, and we want y'all to know that we truly do care. So we're going to make sure from now on, we're going to definitely start off our first review of the month with the birthday shout out of the month. All right, so to all you September babies out there,
Happy birthday, homie. For me? Yeah. Happy birthday, homeboy. For me? Yeah. Make a wish.
and when I say all you September babies out there, I'm talking about Christina, aka Tink, Tink.
Little
That's
Tink
Timmy's
Tink.
sister. You know, that's Timmy's
Little
sister.
Tink.
Yeah, I mean, birthday 9/5, which is
Happy
absolutely
birthday.
today. Ooh wee!
Happy birthday.
I told you. And then, of course, can I forget my friend, man? You know, hey, man, you already know, got a lot of love for you out there. Leslie Moyer, you know what I'm saying? Straight from the A. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about some old Fox Theater type stuff back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out, you know, to Leslie and to everybody else that I know that's in September. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Sure.
That's right. And you know, I got a couple myself, Price. I'm not gonna hold you. You know, to my sister, my sissy, my
What you got?
sister-in-law, Janelle. Love you, baby. Happy early birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Janelle.
And plenty more to come. But you know, I can't forget the special lady of my life. No, it's not my other half, but it's the woman that brought me into this world, to my beautiful mother, If you're listening to this review, I
Mama.
love you. Happy early birthday. You know what I'm saying? Next Sunday. And your jersey in the mail.
There it is.
So,
there it is. Happy
birthday present on the way.
Yeah.
I love you, mama.
Mama. Hey, and we love you too. You know what I'm saying? We love you. We love the other mamas out there. We love everybody. Everybody's birthday in September. We love you. Thank you. If it is your birthday, seriously, happy birthday to you. Thank you for coming here to share and celebrate with us. All right. Now,
because you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us.
Hey,
and we appreciate
I'm just saying, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say probably not the greatest tie-in when it goes from birthdays to this, but what I am going to say, all right, is I'm really shocked, man, because September, for some reason, right now is the precursor to Spooky Month. Like, for some reason, they spooky movies.
Hey, man. Last week of August, they brought back pumpkin. Everybody know what that's the universal sign for, man. Pumpkin spice lattes are back. You know what I'm saying? It's time. Y'all know what it is. So it just seems like the movies know what time it is, too.
They know what time it is. We're talking about The Conjuring, The Last Rites.
It's getting spooky in here.
Yeah, man, it's getting real spooky in here. Or is it? Because that's exactly what we're here to let you know. Is this spooky? You know what I'm saying? Did they waste their time? This is the fourth installment, guys. You know what I'm saying? The fourth installment. I mean, you know, you had 2013, The Conjuring. All right. You had 2016, The Conjuring 2. 2021, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. And 2020.
The Devil Made Me Do It, child.
I know, right? So yeah, you know, and which we'll get back into that a little bit. But before we can even delve into this like we do, there's one thing that we got to make happen. All right, we need.
And what's that, big dog?
We need that beautiful beam footage, like only X a million can bring you. So X, if you don't mind, can you break us off a little something?
Time to read you your final rites. This is The Conjuring, The Last Rites trailer.
The devil has come to Pennsylvania.
Jack and Janet Smurl claim that an evil presence has found its way into their home.
8 people live in this house. 8 people have experienced this. 8 people are not crazy.
So, when did this start?
Heather's confirmation.
7th of September.
There's something in the attic. Ed, there's an evil here. Something I've felt before. This thing in your house is a demon. It's the first one that we ever encountered. We were young. We were scared. We ran away. And after all these years, it wasn't done with our family.
Saint Michael, defend us. Be our safeguard against the devil.
In nomine Patris, et Filii et Spiritus Sanctus, by the power of our Lord Jesus Christ.
I don't know how to protect you this time.
Very, very spooky thing. Very spooky.
Yeah. So, man, you know what, man? Like I thought to dive right into it. I'm like, oh, nope. Let me wait. Because boy,
it's just eating you up inside, huh?
wait. Yeah, bro.
Man, listen. Yeah, I don't think we should waste no more time, brother.
I know, man. So I'm just gonna gloss through this. I just want to make sure that they know who the players are. Okay, just in case you're new to the Conjuring universe. All right. Now, first you have Vera Farmiga playing Lorraine Warren. Now, let me back up. I'm moving too fast. First of all, this is based on real life events. Okay, it's based on real characters. All right, and you know the thing about this is that when I say that, I don't mean that every single thing that you see on the movie happened exactly that way. This is Hollywood, and now please understand that Hollywood will embellish. Hollywood has to make it entertaining. That's just what they do. You understand what I'm saying? So
glitz and the glamour, baby. Glitz and the glamour.
I'm just saying they got to do that. However, this was based on some real events. So I want to say that first, that Lorraine Warren and Ed Warren were actually real people. So, okay. Now, playing Lorraine Warren, like I said, Vera Farmiga. Playing Ed Warren, Patrick Wilson, which is my guy, you know what I'm saying? Love him in plenty of things. And we got Mia Tomlinson playing Judy Warren. All right. And we got Tony Spera playing Ben Hardy. Now, these are some of the main players, main characters in the movie. All right. Okay. So I want to get that out the way just so y'all would know who's who, in case you're familiar with them. Now, also, Vera Farmiga has her sister, Thaisa Farmiga, as well. So she's in here playing a role with her sister. And I think it's pretty awesome. Her sister also played in The Nun. You know, she was one of the main characters in there as well. So that was cool. Now, I can go all the way down this rabbit hole with y'all, but I'm gonna do it as we go because I want to fill y'all with too much. We got a lot to talk about here. Okay, so this one has definitely brought in a lot of money with very low budgets. Okay, and we're talking about like maybe $30 million worth. But the first Conjuring made $316 million, baby. $300. Okay. So from that, 2016, The Conjuring 2 made $321 million. And then they backdoored it with The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, with $206 million. Now, even though that wasn't as much as the other one, it still made enough money to justify making one more. So, you know, if you're just wondering, like, what's the whole big deal? Hey, man, people like to be scared, okay? It's just what it is to it. Now, not only have these made a lot of money, they have also spawned other movies based on this universe. One of those movies was The Nun and The Nun 2. Okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, in The Conjuring 2, was that movie was based on The Nun. And then they broke off from that, made a prequel, you know what I'm saying? Sure. And all that, right?
Yep.
And then, as we found out in The Conjuring 1 as well, about the Annabelle doll, okay? They also had 2 Annabelle movies. So there's a whole universe of The Conjuring. And people come, they're here for it, man. Especially if you tell them, oh, this is based on real events. Oh man, I love it. Just so you know what this is about, I'm gonna give you the synopsis of this movie. Now, I didn't make up this synopsis, ladies and gentlemen. So just understand it. This is, if you Google this is what you'll get. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren try to vanquish a demon from a family's home. And you can't get no more bland than that.
Exactly.
Like, okay. All right. That's what they're doing.
Kind of straight to the point, or just regurgitate some old paragraph from somewhere else.
That's what it seemed like. Thank you for saying that, because that's exactly what it seemed like. That seemed a little lazy, but whatever. Plenty more going on in that, which I will address actually. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, y'all even heard it in the trailer, like, hey, there's a demon in your home. Okay. Now I will say every single movie that they have made has pretty much been there's a demon, you know what I'm saying, doing some demon stuff in here. So yeah. But anyway, okay, so you understand the gist of it. Paranormal investigators, they're trying to vanquish a demon. Now, in this movie, where we are so far, like I said, the fourth one in, they've been through a lot. Now they're older than they were when the first Conjuring happened. You know, not only in just real life, the actors, but the characters that they're playing. You know, they're older now, right?
Yep.
They've been through a lot. And just like now, you know, if you've been doing a job for so long, or you're doing anything that even may be a little life-threatening, you know what I'm saying, or health-threatening, you may decide that you want to calm that down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe live life a little differently. Maybe just bask
a little
in...
bit more calm, cool, and reserved. You want to be a little bit more protective.
Right. Exactly. And
you know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much where we find, you know, our heroes now. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the mindset of them. Whereas before they were like, hey, you call us, boom, we're in it. Like what you said earlier, like Ghostbusters, you know, who you gonna call? You know, you call Ed and Lorraine and they come running. But this is a little different. This is a lot more different than we've ever seen them. They're more like kind of in the twilight part of their life, you know what I'm saying? Where they're starting to, they want to appreciate the things that they built and you know, the fruits of their labor and so forth and so on. You know, their family, right? You know, as we've seen in the other movies, you know, they do have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? So this is a lot of chances they take with their lives while they have a kid, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, let's make better choices now, right? But of course, they're also the type of people who are not to leave someone in peril if they really need their help. So there's the conflict that I see in this movie, which I'm like, okay, I like the introduction of that because that's a lot different than we've seen. So starting off, you know, what we get to find out now, because if you watch The Conjuring, you know that there is usually some kind of artifact or heirloom or something, right, that basically is possessed or is you know, this demon or spirit that is attached to. And we also know that thing usually ends up in their, you know, I want to say museum of you know, horror, let's just say. Okay. Now, I want to tell y'all this. This is based on the real life Smurl family's alleged experiences with a demon at their home in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, which began in 1964 and was investigated by the real Ed and Lorraine Warren in 1986. Now, while this film dramatizes the event, it also draws from the family's claims of physical attacks, foul odors, and demonic activity in their house. Now, the Warrens believe that demonic forces were likely to possess those who lack faith. And unfortunately, you know, after a long life of, you know, fighting demons and spirits and so forth and so on, Ed died on August 23rd, 2006. And Lorraine died on April 18, 2019. I think she was like 94 or something like that, 92 or 94. Long life. You know, they were definitely blessed to have lived that long as well.
Yeah, especially in the field of work that they chose to be in. You know, blessed to even say that they did live a long life.
Correct. And you know, right, exactly. And if you know what we were made to believe is true, they have helped a lot of people along the way.
Yep, absolutely.
So, like I said, where we start off is, of course, another artifact. All right. Now, there's no doll this time. You know what I'm saying? This is actually a mirror. But what I will say, X, is that I like the way this movie started off because we had a younger version of Ed and Lorraine. And from what I can tell, it was done without CGI.
You could tell that they were trying to make it look as genuine as possible without the CGI, which I can appreciate.
Correct, dog. Correct. Everything doesn't have to be so CGI, man. But you get a chance to see the birth of their daughter. But you also get to see that this particular artifact was one of the first possessed artifacts that they actually encountered. And this spirit or demon, the demonic spirit or demonic being or whatever, actually scared them. I mean, it actually put some fear in them, and actually their first time they ran. And I thought that was so real because I'm like, yes, okay, we've seen them be so brave in all these other movies and all that, but I'm like, okay, when do they act like real people to where like they actually are scared or something, and to see them starting off, which is true. I mean, when you first start into something, you don't have that confidence. You know what I mean? That you gain by experience. You know what I'm saying? And by the years that you're doing it, you don't start off like that. So to have them like they do, right? So to have them start off like that, I was like, okay, that's real.
It gives a more human aspect to it, you know. They're not perfect, like you said. They're flawed like any other human, you know, just going off of the instincts that they have, you know. And it's very relatable when you're starting out something, you know, to be nervous, scared, and you know, trip, stumble up, or whatever the case may be. Obviously, and their line of work is different than anybody else's, but still, that human aspect was good to see.
It was very, very relatable, very grounded, and I'm like, okay. However, just like we do, we man up, we woman up, we adult up, and then we go back and say, okay, I'm gonna take this head on, and I'm gonna keep it going. Yeah. And so that's what they did. And now we get to the Ed and Lorraine of today's time where, you know, they have that daughter, you know. We don't want to spoil it for you, so we don't want to tell you what happened in the beginning with the birth and everything like that. But just know that some things are meant to be. Some things are supposed to happen. You know, there's a plan. God has a plan for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So even at that time, what happened in the beginning with the birth actually played to what happened, you know, in that particular time in 1986 while they was going through all that. And I do like the tie-in that they did with that. So what I will start off saying is that I went into it like, okay, I know there's going to probably be a jump scare or two or something like that, but and I'm familiar with the Warrens already, but give me something with these other people. You know what I'm saying? Who's who? What's going on? So forth and so on. So as we usually find out, The Conjuring does have kind of a pattern, right? They'll kind of let you know what's going on with Ed and Lorraine, but they'll also let you know what's going on with whatever family is in need. And what it looks like the movies have done is they've taken cases, real cases, and they've just expanded on them or embellished a little bit to make it, you know, entertaining or however. And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with like I said, the real life Smurl family spirits. And these are documented events. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is nothing made up. This is documented events. Like, there's real life media on this family. That adds a lot of authenticity to the movie. You know, it's like, oh, okay, this really happened. Like, oh, you know, all right. You know, so I like all that. And that's basically where we are, man. We're with the Smurl family. Okay. And, like I said, this mirror finds it as its way, as it always does, right?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, baby.
Come on, man. Finds its way to this family. Now this is a nice, like, man, I don't know how you felt about it, bro, but 1986, right? It's 1986. You have the mother, you have the grandmother and the grandfather, you got the dad and the mom, you got the two older sisters, and then you got the two little sisters who were twins. And they're all in this one house, and they're all sitting at the table eating and stuff, bro. And I'm like, man, that's so 1986. I was like, yo.
We've gone so far from that, man. Phones and everything, man. It took me back, man. It was like, it was just nice to be able to look at that family aspect of just, like you said, man, just no matter what happened throughout the day, man, we all just come together, we eat a meal together as a family and just sit down and just have time with each other.
Correct.
Wonderful to see, man. It was a nice, amongst all the chaos in the house, but hey, we can take time to sit down and have a meal.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
And there's also a pattern when it comes to demons and things like that. Look at what you have. You have this nice, beautiful family. They held hands together and they prayed on their food and everything like that. That's exactly who the demons will try to attack, right? They don't want you to believe in God. They don't want you praising God. They don't want you doing any of that. So they're going to come in.
God. Oh God, right. No.
Right. Exactly. They're going to come in and disrupt everything. And so what you find out is, I think the girl was going to get, she was going to get a confirmation. And, you see the little, thank you, Timmy. You see the little drama with her and her sister. They tease each other and all this stuff here. You know what I mean?
Like siblings do.
Like siblings do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool. That was real. And then, of course, when she gets back, grandparents has a gift for it. They found it some, what you want to say?
Market swap meet.
Right, exactly. And then, of course, there's this mirror that looks so spooky, man. I mean, it looks spooky. Like, who wants a mirror with these little babies on top of these little, I don't know, bro. Would you want a mirror like that, man?
Little sister hazing her, talking about, hey, that looks like you. Like, this creepy old mirror. Don't play with me like that, man. No.
Bro, when she said you look like old boy from the Goonies, man. Oh, the sloth. Oh my God, man. God, that tripped me out, because everybody that knows the Goonies and they know that character sloth, that is like fighting words. You know what I'm saying? They like, I look like sloth. Yeah, that's what? Oh, we got to fight.
Yeah, next to your mama jokes, that's one of them insults that you're not supposed to take lightly, man.
For real, bro. Oh, I was like, yo, okay. But their dynamic was cool. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so mirror, right? And looks spooky, but you could tell when she first saw it, if she was like, thanks, grandpa. I was saying, like,
something's a little off here.
For real. But of course, like a good kid, you know what I'm saying, she accepts it and everything like that, but something just doesn't sit right with her, man. And she just got a funny feeling, man. And of course, things start to happen around the house. Demonic activities. And it just starts to go from person to person to person to person to person. Now, their thing is, the two sisters, they're just like, man, we need to get this ugly thing out of here. So they take measures to try to get rid of the mirror. But if that's not that easy. That's why they have exorcisms and, things like that, to try to remove the spirits and exorcise the spirits and, trap them and so forth and so on. You can't just get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Once it's attached itself to you. So, that doesn't turn out so well. Now, here's my thing, bro, and I don't know how you felt about this, but this definitely was a thing. Tim and I even mentioned this.
Talk to me.
There's some things that happen to people. I'm talking about some horrific things that happen, bro, that definitely would cause something. Like, if it was to happen to you, bro, and I saw you again, I'd be like, hey, are you okay? Hey, like, you were spitting up blood, bro. You know what I'm saying? And doing all that. Are you okay?
Yeah, that color change was crazy, man. I ain't even finna. It's just certain things that you don't need to ignore. It's basically what I want to follow up with. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, man. I watched you. It actually got on me. You turned your head towards me. And it was that glass? That was glass? Like, are you sure you're okay? It's so many questions, so many boxes that need to be checked off. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like,
you tripping. That's funny,
we gonna have
bro.
a normal
Like, yeah.
we gonna have a normal dinner, like everything is cool, and you went full sprinkler system on the house?
For real,
what
bro.
are we doing here, man?
For real.
Come on, man.
And so that was my thing, bro. So once that happened, the very next time that you see these people, it's almost like it never happened. Now, there was like a little bit of a scratch or something on her chin or whatever. But there's nobody's like, hey, so that glass that you were spitting up and vomiting, did it happen to cut your insides while it was coming out of you? You know, nothing, bro, nothing. Okay, I got a problem with that. You know, now I know that we have, you know, an issue as far as time. We have some time constraints, but this is a 2-hour movie. By the way, this is a 2-hour movie. We got a little time to kind of make things make sense. That part right there didn't really make sense. What also didn't make sense, bro, was the fact that the person that they seem to be setting up as the main protagonist, I guess, you know, of the movie. Once that happened, bro, yeah, you kind of. Now I'm not gonna say you never heard from her again, but she really didn't have too many lines after that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was pretty much it for that. And I was like, okay. And they kind of switched protagonists from her to the daughter of the Warren. It was super weird, bro, but whatever. I see them trying to tell a bunch of stories and do some character development. However, it was a little bit all over the place. So that's part of what kind of threw me off in the beginning. And this is not the review. This is, you know, still just us talking about it. But still, bro, I'm like, it was hard for me to ignore. That's basically what I'm saying. It was hard for me to ignore. But, you know, this is going on. And of course, you know, by this time we see the same, you know, priest that we've seen, you know, in previous movies and everything like that.
Yeah, Father,
yep.
The Father.
And played by Steve Coulter. He did a very good job, as a matter of fact. And, you know, he's like, hey guys, you know, he's going to the Warrens like, hey man, you know, yeah, we got some situations going on. You know, we kind of need you to go and check this out for us. And they're like, hey, yeah, we don't really do that anymore. You know, yeah, you know, by this time, you know, Ed is, you know, he's had a heart attack. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they actually addressed that in the last one. But he's had a heart attack, and so now, you know, he's kind of on the injured reserve list a little bit, and he probably shouldn't be out there testing the limits. And you know, he even has the doctor like, hey man, you know, don't play with me, man. You know, I know you know what I'm saying, that something's wrong, so you need to take it easy. And Lorraine is, you know, she's like, hey, yeah, let's kind of chill. You know, we've been pushing it for so long. Let's just kind of ride out into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? The problem is, though, can you really do that when you're people who are used to helping people and you know people are in peril, you know, they're in danger? Can you really do that? Now, in the midst of all of this going on, like I said, character development, right? We find out that their daughter, for one, she has some of the same abilities that Lorraine has when it comes to being a psychic. And she also has a boyfriend. And this boyfriend, you know, you kind of don't know. And I don't know if it's the fact that Timmy just don't trust anybody, but she felt like something was up with him. You know what I'm saying? I meant to say that to her too, like nothing actually happened. But anyway, he did come off a little like
let's just say Timmy had her antennas on. She was looking at people's side. Everybody's a suspect at the end of the day.
The usual suspect. But you know, but in the end, I think all of his, you know, nuances, all the things he was doing was just because he was just very nervous. But you also found out that some things happened with him. He used to be a cop. He had some things happen, you know what I'm saying, during that time. It made him retire from that life. And now he's between jobs, but he's trying to, marry the daughter, but he's also trying to find out about this family because, of course, they're famous. Ed and Lorraine, Warren are famous. And so he's aware of it, but he's also trying to find out, like, hey, what's really going on, But of course, I do like that whole thing about the way Ed was acting. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you want to marry my daughter? I don't really know you like that, partner. I like the little dynamic they had. You know what I mean? But I do like the characters that the boyfriend was playing. He really seemed like he truly did love her, and loved her from like the moment they met. And it was definitely one of those love at first sight type things. You know what I'm saying? So I like that dynamic for sure. Now that's why I say it was a little weird, bro, from jumping from the Smurl family to the Warrens. I do think I enjoyed watching the Warrens more than the Smurls, just because of some things that was going on with them that just didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. It's 1986. The money's just not like that. You can't just pick up and leave because now, especially black people. You know how we'll talk. What? Why you still in that house, man? I'm getting up out of that house.
Child, we'd have been, man. I'm telling you, condemned out there. That house would have been long boarded up, man. We ain't messing with none of that. But I think they wanted to keep the connection of the entity between the two families. I think that's why they really did the back and forth thing. You know what I'm saying? It started with them, and they gonna find their way back. Was basically the point. Mm-hmm. Hey, it might be with this new family, but come on now, talk about it. You might have got away from me because you got rid of that mirror. I kept tabs. I know how to get y'all back.
Yeah, kept a GPS on you.
Always.
Put some air tags.
Air tags. I was about to say put some air tags on. They left the air tag with the baby or something. Hey, wherever she go, I go.
So, but no, I get that, and I respect that, and you're absolutely right. You're right. I definitely respect that. However, like I was saying, I just still preferred to watch the dynamic with the Ed and Lorraine Warren, and the whole daughter and son wants to be part of the family.
I agree.
That part was way more entertaining. I think just because of what we were talking about earlier with what the Smurls were going through, the fact that they would not leave that house. Now, I'm not gonna say all of them wouldn't, but the fact that most of them wouldn't leave that house, and the inconsistencies, bro, of you was just attacked by something supernatural, and then the very next time we see you, you're kind of jokey a little. Yeah, no. However, I do like the oldest daughter's. Her thing was like, get us out of here. What are we still doing here? What's the problem? But of course, to kind of make it make sense, bro, they did things like, hey, we don't have the money. We can't, there's 8 of us in here. We cannot afford to pay for a hotel for 8 people for too long. I get that. That's not far-fetched to me, bro. I get it. It's 1986. The money's not flowing like that. I get it. But still, bro, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got nobody, no family you can go stay with till then or something good.
Yeah, but I had that same beef, but then you think about it, like you said, it's 8 people in that house, man. I mean, I don't know if everybody's house back then, had the space. Yeah, but somebody would have that beef had to come up in there, bro. I'm sorry. Now I did allude to this. What I will say is that it started off with 8. But I know you noticed that 2 people was like, you know what? Yeah, we ain't coming back. we good. Because done deal. It was a done deal, brother. Look, I seen enough. Listen, that right there I saw that other night was enough. I don't never need to step foot in here again.
So we'll just say 8 became 6. Okay, 8 is enough. 8 became 6. All right. And they was like, I tell you what, shawty, y'all can have that. We a little too old for all that going on up in here. You know what I mean? But anyway. So yeah, man. So anyway, of course, as you know, this is not a spoiler. All right, you can tell from the trailers. Ed and Lorraine finally. Okay, that's something that happened to someone dear to them, and they're just like, okay, that's all we needed to see. Let's go over here and see what we can do. And of course, once they came in there, it was only popping because, as X said earlier, there was a connection between those two families, and we got a chance to find out more and more as the story went on, and how deep it went on, and we got a chance to find out who was actually the person that was truly targeted by the spirit. And if you think about it, bro, the way that spirit did it and the way they lured Ed and Lorraine into that was like, whoa, okay. You know what I mean? I okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're gonna do it, that's kind of how you do it. You know what I mean? To get somebody, you pull them back in. Every time they try to get out, you pull them right back in. So I was like, whoa, that was kind of deep. But here's what I'll say, bro. I am a horror movie connoisseur. All right, I've seen quite a bit of them. I was sitting in there, and Timmy will tell you the same thing. I was sitting in there literally telling her what was about to happen. Not in a way to where you can't enjoy the movie. It was just like, hey, you see how they did that? Watch them bring that back, but do it in a different way. And I'm telling you, bro, straight up, she'll tell you, they literally did that. Because there are certain movie tropes that they just do. For example, you know this one well, X. If you're in the mirror and you're looking in the mirror, right? You're doing whatever, and then you turn your head for a second and you look back at that mirror, something's gonna be standing behind you, right? Okay. Or if you go to the kitchen, you open the refrigerator door, the door is wide open, you're looking in the refrigerator. When you close that door, something is standing behind that door, right? There's just tropes that they do. So every now and then they'll do a fake out and you'll close that refrigerator door, nothing to be there. Or you'll look at that mirror again, nothing to be there. And then they'll try to get you. You know what I'm saying? Because they know we're waiting for the jump scare.
Them tropes gonna live on.
This one was
they gonna live on forever, brother.
This was a little predictable to me, man. I think that's probably my biggest gripe with it, is that this was a little predictable to me. I would have liked to see them take a little bit more chances. Now, this is safe. This is pretty safe. They went by the blueprint. They know what the Conjuring fans came to see. They gave the Conjuring fans pretty much what they came to see. But it felt a little more like diet Conjuring to me, bro. Like it didn't have that, you know what I'm talking about, bro? Like that, like, ooh. Yeah. A lot of times, X, I'll tell you, bro, some movies will have me when I come home, I'm like, look around that corner right quick. I'm like, let me turn on the light tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had to look in a couple mirrors twice, huh?
Right. Yeah, not this one. Yeah, I was okay. I was cool. You know what I'm saying? I was cool. I you know what's funny? I literally heard something behind me, and I ain't even blink. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, whatever. Hey, grab me a beer while you're back there. So yeah. So I think that's probably my biggest gripe with it, bro, is that it just didn't have the that I would have liked. So what do you think, brother?
I'm with you, brother. It's one of those films where you feel like, yeah, and I guess that's kind of like my gripe with the genre in itself, and why maybe I don't check into too much of them, because of the fact that, for the exact same thing that you said, man, them tropes, man, they just can't get away from certain things. They have to do certain things to make sure that it's still in the genre and it does what it does, man. Like, I think we had a decent, real decent story being told. It's just one of those things where it was like, cool. I left the theater feeling like it was cool. It was all right. Nothing really tickled my fancy. I could, and my problem sometimes is too, like you said, I can kind of anticipate when you want me to jump up and be scared, like, and then you change the music up a little bit. It gets a little tense in the scene. All right, so it's like, it's not even genuine anymore, you know?
Right. That's the problem. That's the problem. We have seen so many of these things. It's hard to fool people, or it's hard to scare people who already know what you're going to do. So you have to change it up. You got to flip the script. Now again, they went very safe with it. Will this movie make money? Absolutely. Man, Halloween is around the corner. It's literally around the corner. But for the true horror connoisseurs like myself, I can't feel like this broke any ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, oh man, they changed it up. This is something I've never seen. No. Very, very safe, very by the numbers, type of movie. But to their credit, because, again, ladies and gentlemen, we don't spoil things around here. We want you to go see the movie if the movie is something you should go see. Now, keep in mind, we have a new rating system coming up very soon, in which it will break down to you. Should you go see this movie, or should you just stay at home, wait for it to stream? You know what I'm saying? How do you do? All of that's coming. But what we will say right now is that this movie plays it safe. That's not necessarily a bad thing for people who go to see Conjuring stuff. But I will say, if you are a fan of this movie, you will be pleasantly pleased with the Easter eggs that they throw in at the end of this movie that literally are winks to the previous movie. That is something that I appreciated. And they did it in a way that's very believable and very honoring to the series. And if this is truly the last one, this was a good one to go out on in the way that they wrapped it all up. You know what I'm saying? That I will say. Now, I have said before, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. If the people demand it, they will find a story. I mean, because apparently this was supposed to be the last thing that they did, the last case they took, and whatever. But that doesn't mean that some writer can't make up some stuff. Okay, so, but if this is the last one, I think they put a nice little bow on top of this movie. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start our review. So, The Conjuring, Last Rites. Let me tell you, it wasn't a bad movie. It was not a bad movie. I can't even with good conscience sit here and say, oh my God, this is crap. No. I'm going to say that if you came to see Conjuring stuff, what you know about the Conjuring movies, you're going to get Conjuring stuff. That's without a doubt. If you came to see, Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson play these characters like they have before and do what they do, you're going to get that. I mean, I felt like I was in part 1, part 2, part 3. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that. I just didn't feel like they pushed the limits. I would have liked them to push the limits. Now, I don't put the money on these movies. So, it might have been the producers like, hey, don't try all that extra crazy stuff now. Just do what y'all been doing. You know what I'm saying? Let's make out 300 and something million, and let's just go ahead and put this thing to bed now. You know what I'm saying? We don't need you to do nothing crazy or try nothing different. Just do what you've been doing, and we know we'll make the money. And that's fine. You know what I mean? Directors, they have to listen to producers. I get it. So if that was the case, then they knew the assignment, they completed the assignment, and the movie is not a bad movie. It's just that for me, if I'm going to see a horror movie and I'm going to be scared, I want to be scared. I want the jump scares to really move me. You can't just throw certain kind of funny looking faces with big old smiles on their faces and looking crazy and think that scares me, because it doesn't at all. Okay, I work downtown. Okay, I see funny faces and scary looking people all the time. This does nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? So I would have liked to see something that made me be like, oh, whoa, did you see that? Like I said, bro, if I had gotten home and I needed to turn the lights on and I slept with the lights on in bed, I you know what I mean? Nope, didn't happen at all. I turned all the lights off. You know what I'm saying? Didn't get under the covers, nothing You know what I mean? Didn't lock my door. I think I put the alarm on, but yeah, it didn't do anything that made me feel like, oh, I need to button up tonight. You know what I'm saying? So the best ones for me, like Insidious, for example. When I saw Insidious, yo, I was like, woo wee. That would have me on edge, bro. That would have me on edge. The music was frightening. The jump scares was there. Man, to this day, Insidious will scare me a little bit. You know, I'm not afraid to say it. It's a scary movie. But this one, you know what it is? You know what it is? Let me say this for real. This movie is interesting. It's interesting because you want to see where it goes. But that's about it for me. If you want to see them wrap up this story, if you're going to see that, you will get that. I'm okay with that. They wrapped it up in a nice little bow. So I'm cool with that. I was just disappointed with the horror aspect of it. So for me, yeah, I have to give them just as much as a safe score as they gave me a safe movie. And I think the safest score that I can give a man is probably a 7.5, man.
Well, ladies and germs, you heard it here first. Price, ever so officiant that he is, you know, yeah, you see the way he allocated those words, man, and he really told a perspective, guys. Yeah, y'all don't get none of that from this movie. I don't get none of that, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and bridge the gap a little bit. For me, you know, and you made some great valid points, and you actually, I agree with your take a lot, boss, because you came with Insidious, great horror movie, right? I just think for the quality of what we got, right? And I agree with you. It's not a bad movie. It's not terrible. It's not something that dragged a little too long, or, you know, did a little and turned you off, or, you know, I think safe is actually the proper word to do it. I think they told the story the best way they can and the safest way that they can. They didn't take too many chances, didn't try things, didn't really try to go out with a bang if this is quote unquote the last one, right? They stuck to the script of the story. I like the interluding of real live time footage from 1970s and the 1980s when this case was getting examined on. Of course, I love the joke references and, you know, the stuff like that. So they tried to incorporate a little bit of humor. The family feel of it, it was all good. It was really good. But at the same time, is this a movie that, you know, I would put up there with Insidious or any of the more scarier horror movies and stuff like that? No. Would I put this up there with a documentary? Maybe. I feel like I watched more of a documentary than a horror movie, right? They tried to pivot with, you know, the jump scares and stuff like that, but the predictability kind of just takes you out of it a little bit, you know, and that was kind of rough for me. And listen, shout out to CBR, man. Shout out CBR, man. I won't lie to you, Price and Timmy. I pulled a CBR, man. I nodded off a little bit. I'm 100% honest. I nodded off a little bit. They tried to stretch that point out a little too long. I felt like I got it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I clicked back in and some stuff was happening. So I'm like, but I felt like looking at the totality of the movie, it really, to me, didn't feel like I missed anything, right? I didn't feel like I missed anything pivotal or took away from the film. So that, to me, already gave me a, yeah, I can see, this ain't gonna be no super high rating for me. So with that being said, you know, I think the safest answer I feel I can give, maybe not a 7.5, but I can give a 7. I can give an absolute 7. I feel like it's a good, polished, safe movie that closes out this quadrilogy, you know. And hey, if you like the Conjuring series that you liked, this is a good little tip of the hat to the series, right? Not how Final Destination did it, but still a good tip of the hat. So I'll definitely say nice Stone Cold 7.
You know, dude, and guys, that's going to average us out to a 7.2. There's a reason why we do this together, dog. And I'm listening to you, and I'm like, boy, you my dog, man. You my dog. We don't have to agree on everything. And ladies and gentlemen, we don't always agree on anything, even if it seems like, but y'all saying kind of the same thing. No, it's just that, you know, we're like-minded in quite a few things. And there are some things that he's absolutely loved, and I'm like, it's okay, and vice versa. But I'm gonna tell you something, like, the proof is in the pudding. We didn't even go to the movies together. We was in 2 different theaters, okay? Bro, when you said you nodded off, I nodded off. Okay, I'm like, you know, you said it. I'm like, I was thinking it. You hit the nail on the head, bro. I nodded off for probably about 2 or 3 minutes, and when I woke up, I felt exactly the way you did. Like, yeah, I ain't miss anything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
exactly, yeah, man.
Oh my God. So, bro, thank you for saying it. And that's one thing you said that was so true. And the other thing, I don't know why I didn't think of it, dog, but that's why you're you. This was like a documentary. That's exactly what it felt like. It felt like a documentary.
Exactly.
Straight up.
And and it's like, oh, midway through, that's right. We labeled this The Conjuring. It has to have some type of horror in it, which could lend to why maybe the scary stuff felt predictable, because maybe y'all forgot that y'all were making a horror movie, but and not a documentary. But it just felt like it felt in line with the documentaries that I have seen. You know, shout out to all the other streaming services with their special docs and stuff like that. But that's just how I left the movie feeling at the end of the day, because I was like, and I really was curious. That's why I couldn't wait to get to this point right here where we recorded this, because I really wanted to see how you felt about it, you know?
You know, it's funny, man, because if this was a documentary, I would have scored this higher. I would have scored this a lot higher if it was a documentary, but it wasn't. It was supposed to be a movie. That's why I gave it the score that I got, which is not a bad score. It's not a bad movie, ladies and gentlemen. Should you go see it? Sure. If you're into The Conjuring, absolutely. You need this to wrap it up. But if you just want something to watch that's interesting, yes, go watch it. But if you're looking to be cowering under your blanket and scared and holding on to your man and holding on to your woman, yeah, this ain't that. This ain't that. You might doze off a little bit, because there was a little bit of exposition, but there's definitely a lot of things, like X said, that they dragged on a little too long that they really didn't need to. So, but either way, that's what we're here for. We are here to tell you what's going on before you go and waste your money, or you go spend your money, or however. So, again, 7.2, not a bad movie. Now, of course, man.
Very safe.
You know, very safe. Very safe.
Yes, sir. And what we got today for you guys for the quote reads as follows: when everything seems dark, consider you may be the light.
Bam. That part. Straight like that. That's right.
God's light is shining on me.
You know it. I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do. It's the end of our show, but we take that out.
Can't have that quote without that mantra.
Come on, man. Come on. The hangout mantra. It's not the quantity of people, it's the quality. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us again. All right. We love spending time with you. Please come back. We got a lot more coming. We about to crank this thing back up. Listen, guys, it got a little slow for a minute. Okay, the movies weren't popping like that for a second. Got a little slow, but they ramping back up, and so are we. So please come back. And when you do, make sure that you like, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
And make sure, please make sure you turn on those notifications.
Please, please. We'd appreciate it.
We really will. But thank you for everybody who has been listening, who has helped us get up to this 2 100 subscribers. We definitely appreciate you. We definitely appreciate everybody that checked in on that Aquila and the Bee. Got that video up and running, you know what I'm saying? Looking pretty good. The numbers are looking good on that thing. So thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all, and we definitely love you. And we cannot do this without shouting out one of the best producers in the world, and that is Tim, me, the producer.
Timmy.
Yes. We appreciate you, Timmy, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And you know we will be back. And I promise you we will be back. So make sure that you turn back in. Make sure that you hit that bell so you won't miss the next video. All right? And we are signing off. This has been Price, that P-R-I-C-E. And he is...
X the Unannounced, baby.
Yeah. We love you guys. Take care. See you next time. Peace.
Peace. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!